Welcome to Year 7 2021-22 academic year. I'm Mr. Bonus and I'm basically here to do an introduction into how the Year 7s are actually settling into school. Since their arrival, I have to say it's been an absolutely seamless transition from primary into here, and I can say that every pupil is performing absolutely brilliantly. They're professional, they're resilient, they're optimistic, they're definitely driven to do well, and they're making the most of every opportunity that's been given to them, both within lessons, also around the school and in extracurricular activities. They have absolutely been a pleasure to have in school. Now, what we're going to talk through is just those things that we're looking for from you as parents and how you can support us and obviously your sons, daughters, in terms of what they actually need to do to make the most at Castle Manor. Now, we have a very clear school vision that underpins everything we do in school. We obviously have PROUD, which is professional, resilient, optimistic, understanding and driven. We also have the mantra, we work hard, we are kind and we are proud. And that's just a basic expectation of every pupil who comes in, something simple that everyone can actually abide to. Now, we have one thing in common, both parents and teachers alike, that's your child or children. Now, as parents will all definitely know, and I know most definitely, that children are very skillful at basically playing one off against the other, whether that's parents or whether it's parents and teachers. And you'll know from experiences at home, obviously in life in general, how important it is to actually show a common front and be united in terms of what we're actually saying and doing. Now, to support that, obviously you'll have signed the Homeschool Agreement, and that will form a contract between obviously school and yourselves. And that Homeschool Agreement will be a commitment that we're working together to do the best we can for your child, be it in lessons, be it on their way home, whatever it may be, we are supporting them in everything they do. Now, we also use two other documents to support that. We've got the PROUD in 10, and we've also got the CMA Way, which we'll look at in a minute. Now, to support students in the classroom, in the academy in general, we have those two documents. They encapsulate our expectations and values, and they both encourage appropriate conduct in and around the school. Now, if we have those, then we're looking for the fact that we can have effective quality learning and teaching. If we don't have those, we might not have conditions that are conducive to that. Now, they represent the basic minimum expectations. We believe them to be fair and reasonable. We're asking students to arrive on school properly equipped to work. It's basically the same as saying that when they get to a job in the workplace, we'd expect a plumber, for instance, to bring his toolbox. We wouldn't expect them to leave them at home. So what we're trying to provide them with is life skills that they can then carry through into their working life and their adult life and make sure they're doing the right things. The CMA Way is exactly the same. It provides basically what is a user manual for pupils to get the most out of their time at Castle Manor. It's easy to follow, clear instructions, and it's linked to all aspects of the school day, ranging from hygiene, registration, lessons, transition between lessons, break time, lunchtime. Everything is really clear. There's clarity in what we're asking. So as long as the pupils are following those expectations from both the PROUD in 10 and the CMA Way, they're maximising their chances of being successful. And that's what we want as a school. We want your child to be successful, to do well in everything they do. One of the major things we look at is attendance. Now, full attendance is paramount to making sure that your pupil or your child gets the most out of school. We look as a school for 96%. Now, if a child isn't present for any sustained period of time, obviously a single lesson missed is 50 minutes of learning, which is very difficult to then recapture. Now, we do understand that from time to time, there are occasions where people are going to be ill. There's going to be valid circumstances in which they need a day off. But what we're looking for is your support and cooperation with medical appointments, dental appointments and holidays. I know it's difficult. Sometimes you can't get the appointments at certain times, but if you can, obviously look at outside school hours. Look for holidays during school holidays. And that way we'll make the most of the time every pupil has in school. Now, you'll have had this said to you numerous times. Pupils have obviously got their pencil cases they were given. What we're looking for is to make sure that every pupil has the correct equipment. It links back to that statement about the plumber that not having their tools, they wouldn't be able to do the job. When pupils come in, if they have that pencil case with all the equipment, then they're in a great position to actually do what they need to do. Now, those items are checked daily, and from obviously maybe them telling you or from them actually getting them, amber warnings are given. It's basically we're trying to make sure pupils are ready and prepared. Now, detentions are linked to those, but obviously with year 7 at the moment, they're being really positive. We're having very, very few pupils who are actually getting detentions, which is exactly what we're looking for. They're coming in prepared and ready to work. And as long as we keep doing that, like I said, we're building those skills which will help them in the future. The other thing we obviously need to make sure about is uniform. Now, this is a slightly older version from the expectation for learning. The thing that's not in place now is the house badge. This applies obviously to the older pupils. In terms of the year 7s, they've now got their very fancy flashy ties with the nice bands in them, which makes life much easier for them. And it also means that you don't have so many badges rattling around the washing machine when you put them in at the same time. The uniform expectations are clear, okay? Especially in terms of, say, for the ladies, their skirt length and the material it can be used. We all need to do this. Again, it's about being professional. It's about making sure we've got the right attire on to actually do our job properly within the school. That includes the black socks. There is no movement on those. It's black socks. That's what we need. And we obviously need, again, your support in terms of making sure that actually happens. Now, supporting learning. I've said all along, whilst we in school can do our bit here, obviously outside school and just sort of getting them to school, that bit comes down a little bit to you. Now, we're looking obviously at the fact of making sure your child's in school every day, okay? On time, being punctual, that you're supporting the school expectations and policies, making sure that you're signing the organiser on a weekly basis, making sure and supporting them in having their pens, pencils, equipment. Now, we do want them to be independent. Sometimes they just need a little bit of cajoling in the right direction to make sure they're doing the right things. You need to take an interest in what your child's doing in school. Obviously, they'll get their knowledge organisers. They'll get their home learning. They'll be asked to do some reading. And we want you to also to praise them, boost them up. You'll be getting calls from time to time about how your child's doing, the fact that they're doing exceptionally well, and it'll be something from maybe the subject leader for that particular lesson. And to keep that bond going, obviously there are things that are concerning you, then it is a case of please do contact us. And we'll go on to that in a minute in terms of obviously the hierarchy of how you do that. Now, if it's obviously a problem with a specific lesson, please contact that person. So if it's a maths lesson, it's a problem with the maths, obviously contact the maths teacher. I would love to say that I'm an expert in terms of maths, but contacting me may not get you the correct answer. If you do that and then you don't get the correct answer, then please then follow the routine that's on the fridge magnets. Go to the tutor, talk to them. We've got Mr. Tabra's one here. If that doesn't work and you need something a little bit more than that, then obviously come to myself and I'll be more than willing to happy to talk to you, and I'll obviously get back to you as soon as possible. If that then doesn't work, obviously I will pass it on anyway, but then we're looking at going to Miss Whitcomb. It shouldn't be a case of skipping straight up and going to the top first. Please try and use those policies. Please try and follow the pattern. And that way it'll help everybody to actually get the job done and to sort the problem as quickly as possible. We want to resolve problems as quickly as possible. Please give us the opportunity to do that in the correct order. Now, some of the children have already taken part in and been involved with enrichment activities. Throughout the time here, there'll be numerous clubs they can get involved in. The clubs will keep coming. At the moment, we've got lots of sports clubs on, but I know, for instance, Mr. Gardner is now starting to get the cast together for the performance that they're looking to put on. We've got other events that happen as well. Now, obviously, COVID has affected previously what's happening, but we're now starting to get back into more of a normal routine. We're looking at the fact of Matilda. Matilda at the moment is something we've bought tickets for. The tickets are sitting there and details will come out soon. Now, it is absolutely magical. We love the children going to Matilda. It just opens their eyes to what can be done by people younger than them. It also is that fact of how people perform on a stage. which helps them with some of their later lessons, for instance, dance, English, drama and music, where they use aspects of Matilda to support their learning. Now, details of that will come out. It's something we're looking at doing in the spring term, so we've got a little bit of a gap, but we'd like as many Year 7s to be going as possible. Previously, we've taken every single person in the year group, and ideally, that's what we'd be liking to look at again. If we can get that and give those experience, A, travelling to London, B, going into a theatre, seeing a performance, that'd be something I'd be really happy about. The other thing we're looking at as we get towards the summer, moving into July, is a bushcraft camp at Cuffley in Hertfordshire. Now, I went on this before. I have to say there was lots of rain, but it didn't dampen what was going on. They made burgers, they climbed, they set up camps, they did some bushcraft skills in terms of what they needed to survive in the wild. And that's something we're going to open up to every Year 7 and want every Year 7 engaged with. So you can see that we have these opportunities for pupils to do things in extracurricular outside the classroom. And what it's going to do is A, enhance them. It could be confidence, it could be those making new friends, whatever it may be. And we really want them to actually get involved with that side of things. Finally, I'd like to say, if there are any other questions you've got, please do not hesitate to contact the people in, like I said, the correct order. Contact the tutor, talk to them. If it's something that you're not quite sure about, please let us know. Okay? We're not mind readers. We'd love to say we are, and some of the children think we are from time to time because we know what they're going to do before they actually do it. But we do need to know. And we want to keep working with you because, like I say, we want the best experience for your child or children. We want them to achieve the best they can be. And we want them to be happy with those smiling faces that I see every morning on the way in through the gate. So far, like I said, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm extremely proud of Year 7, and I'm sure that's something that will continue to sort of exist as we move forwards.